Hi all, Jim Pollen here. This video is a bit different to what I normally do. It's a few ideas and thoughts on the EICR, the Electrical Installation Condition Report. So I've put a few slides together to get my thoughts across. So have a look at them and see what you think. I've also put a couple of slides on at the end regarding further investigation. So this shows what should be obvious to all of us. The guidance given by BS 7671. It covers the design, installation and inspection and testing. Once the above is completed, an IEC should be issued. So far, so good. No room for controversy. Also, it's completely reasonable that any installation of equipment of any type should be inspected and tested at regular intervals. This applies to motor vehicles, bridges, buildings, airliners, etc., etc. What we're looking for is damage and signs of deterioration. Also, we check whether new versions of the regulations should be recommended for implementation. All pretty straightforward, no argument here. Okay, now let's look at what we come up against, and I would venture to say the cause of many opinions and discussions regarding the EICR. Lack of valid documentation available, which puts us in the position of trying to second guess if the person who originally did the installation knew what he was doing. So instead of looking for damage and deterioration, we now have to make judgments on safety that with the best will in the world we cannot do. One of the consequences of making the EICR a legal requirement for rented property is that the EICR is held in higher regard than an EIC, which makes a declaration the installation complies with the regulations. A ridiculous state of affairs. However, we have a job to do. So, safety for you and your customer, and make sure you keep within the guidance the best you can to protect yourself against undue criticism. Now a quick look at the further investigation code. Firstly, a contradiction on the report itself. In both the guidance for the inspector and the recipient, it explains that further investigations are for when limitations prevent a code being applied to an apparent deficiency. It then goes on to say in the observations section that they are subject to the limitations. Secondly, how does an apparent deficiency manifest itself? I don't know. I've listed examples that I could find from Guidance Notes 3, the Best Practice Guide number 4 and other publications, and I don't see how they justify the code FI. I've given my reasons here why FI isn't a valid code. Remember, it's not a fault-finding exercise. For example, if we find a lack of continuity on a CPC of a ring circuit, we report it. We don't go looking for the reason for it. Feedback on your thoughts on the subject are welcome. Thank you.